What up, bitches? It's a misanthropic one, aka He Who Hungers, and I'm back up in this bitch for another rant. I did a live stream of what I thought of the Eminem freestyle called The Storm. I did it real fucking late, early in the morning. I was in and out of consciousness. I had to take that down. I didn't like it. So I'm just gonna reiterate my thoughts. A lot of y'all already knew what I was gonna say, but it's good that I'm doing it this way anyway. I could edit in my intro and shit like that. But yeah, it's trending right now. Eminem, you can't take it away from him. He's a popular rapper, popular MC. And hold on, let me turn the fucking volume down on this shit. All right. So, yeah. The Storm. This was a part of the BET Cypher that has been generating lots of popularity over the last couple years, and Eminem, for the most part, usually is like the last one to come out and headline sort of the ciphers and shit. And this cipher was a Donald Trump scathing, bashing diss, okay? And a lot of y'all have already seen it. You know, everybody and their mother's seen it, except for a few people I know. Well, by now you've probably seen it. When I did the live stream, there were some people that said, nah, I didn't watch it. Let me say this. Let me jump right into it. It was very cringeworthy, and no, I'm not just saying that because I fancy myself a conservative, libertarian type of person. I lean that way, but it wasn't even good. It wasn't good at all. He was coming off like a fucking angry ass SJW. I mean, this dude, essentially to me, he's a rapping version of Antifa. That was the way he was coming off. Like in the beginning when he started off, he started rhyming and he sort of stopped, like as if he choked. I don't know if he choked, or I don't know if he was just trying to show that he was fucking angry about the shit, because he was just super angry the whole time, and it wasn't like his organic anger back in the day when he was talking about bitches and being mad at the world and about being ostracized and shit like that. No, it wasn't like that. It just, oh God, I listened to it twice, and I think that was one time too many. It was just so like he was coming off like an angry fucking kid, like these kids today that if you don't get them. Like an angry rich kid, if you don't get him a Ferrari, you get him a Lamborghini. He drops 2 bars. Like it was just, I was cringing the whole time watching that shit. And I know people gonna say, oh, you just support Donald Trump. Hey, look, let me say this, because people have been asking me. Look, when it comes down to Donald Trump and where I stand lately, it's still the same. It's still sort of the same. You can't really be into someone 100%. That's just how life is. And where he's at now, again, there's certain things that I say, yeah, I see where he's going with it. Certain things I say, nah, I gotta cash out of that. I'm not fucking with that. That's just how it is. Like the NAFTA thing, I agree with. Climate change, I agree with. I love the freedom of speech shit. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but that's just where I am. I'm just not one of these people that, oh my God, my life is over and this and that. And to me, to translate it into this whole Eminem Storm freestyle shit, to me, it's just a money grab for him, because let's be honest, okay? No one's selling records like that in the mainstream like they used to in the 90s, where you could go triple platinum without having to do crazy shit. Eminem himself is probably the top selling rapper at the time. He could have done anything and people would have gravitated towards it. But what was sad about this shit is he's jumping on the bandwagon. And what's sad about that is Eminem was a trendsetter, up until I would say maybe Encore. And now he's totally becoming a follower. And with this shit, he could have just totally went a different route and changed the game up again. But he decided to sit back and do this same shit because it's in right now. It's I see all types of comments on Facebook and Twitter, how people are so fucking hurt and weak every day. They're waking up, oh, it's Trump's fault, no, you got to take responsibility for your own life. I'm sick and tired of how weak everybody is, or at least how they portray they are. Everybody has a problem with shit. Now Eminem comes out, and the other thing that was cringeworthy is it's him coming out up front. The setting is a garage in Detroit, and here he comes out with a gang of Negroes behind him, and they're just sitting there. And I believe Royce the 5'9" was back there too. Shout out to George Timeless Beats. Royce is back there, had nothing to say. But this dude comes out, and it just let me get at you Negroes for a minute. A lot of you, it's funny, I get labeled this a lot, like, oh, you're just trying to pander to white people and this and that, which is the stupidest fucking thing ever, because if you watch my videos, you'll see I get at every single person. I don't hold back. I don't care what your race is. If you're on some bullshit, I'm gonna call you out. But shout out to my man JD Black, by the way, for bringing up this topic, this aspect in this whole fiasco. I was listening to his video and his podcast on this, and he was talking about how people were making tweets saying, basically accepting Marshall Mathers, Eminem, accepting, one guy goes, oh man, Marshall's blacker than I am. I can't believe he's done that. It's like, really, when you put certain things out there, you're showing that you really have the white Messiah complex or the white Jesus complex, not me, because I'm calling him out. I'm calling him out for his bullshit. I believe that he's jumping on the bandwagon. It's something that's hot right now. Instead of him going back to the lab and creating something that is just beating a dead horse. And it's so funny because even leftists are starting to see this. I saw the original video, and I was reading the comments, and one of them in particular stuck out to me. And this dude goes, listen, man, he goes, I hate Trump and everything, but this is getting kind of old. The joke is stale. It's like, it's enough. We get it. You know what I mean? And that's my point. A lot of y'all just don't get that. When you do things like this actually galvanizes the strength in order for him to win. Because what you're doing is you're being emotional. You're not addressing anything. And speaking of addressing shit, this is what cracked me up the most. You got this dude talking about Puerto Rico and gun control. Like, dude, what do you look? What dog do you have in the race when it comes to fucking Puerto Rico? I mean, let's be honest. This was no disrespect to any Puerto Ricans out there, but a lot of y'all wanted to be your own nation at one point. So you would think with that shit that was going on, the hurricane shit, you would have something in play. So that way, I mean, because you're sitting right in the middle of hurricane territory. So you would have something in place so you wouldn't have to depend on the United States. Granted, yes, we should help out and we should do all that shit. I'm with that. And by the way, don't believe the hype. There is help going down there. I know people personally, so I'm not even gonna go into that. But the closest that Eminem has ever been to Puerto Rico was doing that song with fucking my man from Brooklyn, Thurston Howell III back in the day. That's the closest a motherfucker been to Puerto Rico. And then what really made me laugh is the fact that this dude is bringing up fucking gun control because of the whole Las Vegas shooting incident. Eminem should be the last rapper bringing up gun control, okay? Let me read you one of my favorite lyrics from Eminem from a song called I'm Back, okay? This is verse 3 now, the beginning of verse 3. I take 7 kids from Columbine, stand them all in line, add an AK-47, a revolver, a 9, a Mac-11, and it ought to solve that problem in my mind. And that's a whole school of bullies shot up all at one time. That's kind of like a homage to Rakim, by the way. But he's no stranger to rapping about guns. A lot of his influences rapped about guns. Cool G Rap being one of them. Cool G Rap, Ice Cube, NWA rapped about gun violence. Now all of a sudden you for fucking gun control. Like, and let me tell you something. Shout out to my man Anthony Brian Logan. He made a great video on this subject, by the way, and brought up a good point. And gun control doesn't affect criminals. It doesn't. Gun control only affects people who legitimately want to buy guns. Like myself, I'm a gun owner. It affects people like me that aren't out to do no fuck shit. Okay? So, I mean, oh God. Eminem just became a massive fucking hypocrite overnight. Massive fucking hypocrite overnight. And it just astounds me, man. And another thing, I gotta shout out my man Immobilarity for sending me this shit, because I almost forgot about this shit. And it's a good thing I'm redoing this video, because now I could post this shit, or at least let you know, or link it. I believe when the Eminem show was coming out, Eminem was on that whole electoral aspect of shit, as if he was running for president. Like, he had the Eminem show shit, and I believe it was on MTV. He had a podium come out, and on the stage he had a podium set up, United States of America. It was spelled with an E. And the person who came out to introduce him, give a little speech before he came out, was none other than Donald Trump. And if you don't believe me, I'll try and find a link and I'll post it down there. So this goes to show you how hypocritical not only Eminem is, or how he conveniently forgot about that, but how hypocritical all of hip-hop is. Because I've said this before, hip-hop embraced this guy. They embraced him all the way up until he decided to run Republican. Now all of a sudden the motherfucker's a racist. It just don't add up. It's fucking stupid. I don't know what to tell you. I wasn't impressed by it. You know, it would have been hot had he been going in. Then I would have still had an issue with the content, but at least I could have the redeeming value would have been, you know what, he was going in. No, he was sounding like if Antifa was a rapper, like if the group of people meshed together and formed a rapper, it would be Eminem. And you know, a lot of y'all know what's up. A lot of y'all know the truth. I know a lot of you are afraid to say it because you'll be ostracized and all that shit. Oh, and that's the biggest point. Before let me end it off with this. This is what really was a nail in the coffin for me. What really aggravated me. How Eminem ended that freestyle. He essentially did what all these liberals did to people, which inadvertently got Trump in the White House. What he said in his last couple bars were essentially to this effect. He said, you know, if I have anybody that supports him, that also supports me, I'm drawing a line in the sand. And I'm going to make it simple for you. If you don't want it, essentially he's saying, if you like him or if you support him, you can't be a fan of mine. Don't be by me. And you know, it's one of these situations where you're essentially saying, you know, and I know a lot of you could relate to this. That's like if I'm friends with two people that don't get along, and one of them comes up to me and says, listen, you can't be friends with him. You can't associate with him. What the fuck does that, why would a grown man in his 40s have that, you know, why would you, oh, fucking God, I'm sorry, guys. You know what? Over the last couple days, all this SJW shit has literally had me almost about to have a mental fucking breakdown. Why a grown fucking man would have that sort of demeanor and have that, put that out there, it is stupid. This is like Talib Kweli. This is Talib Kweli type shit where you're gonna alienate your fucking fan base. So you're essentially saying, well, even though you like me for me, you can't like him. You can't like him. And mind you, he's in a profession where you have all various different options. Eminem has beefed with Ja Rule. I guarantee there are people, you can find them, that say, you know what? I like Eminem, but I like Ja Rule too. Or Nas and Jay-Z. I like both of them. No one ever came out and said, you know, oh well, if you like one, you can't like the other. I mean, it's total insanity how he's thinking. And I know people are gonna say, well, you know, he's a racist, which I'm still waiting to see proof of that this dude is a racist, Donald Trump. But excuse me. But maybe certain people feel strongly about certain policies. They may not agree with everything that this dude says. Because let me tell you something. Is he egotistical? Sure. Does he pop off? Sure. But he has the right to do that. I understand this. And again, there's certain things I say, you know what? Nah, I can't really co-sign that. But I feel strongly about X, Y, and Z. So why the fuck should I give up my values in order to follow you? That's the stupidest fucking thing ever. I've already seen comments, people saying, dude, like, really? You really gonna go that far? And it's, oh, fuck. Again, this is exactly why Trump won, because this attitude, what's going on in America is people been friends, people been cool, family members. Hey, you can't do that. I'm not talking to you anymore. People been friends for years. Gone out, have beers together, gone to football games, done this and that, and now you're being just as decisive as you claim everybody else is being. So Eminem, I'm sorry, dude, you're a fucking hypocrite. You came out years ago talking about freedom of speech and all this shit, how you didn't want to be hindered and this and that. And I don't know what to say, man. Oh, and one more thing too. Sorry. For those that are running around saying, well, Donald Trump's a racist and this and that, let me remind you that Eminem years ago recorded 2 racist tracks. One being called Foolish Pride, and I think the other one is called So Many Styles. And more noticeable on Foolish Pride, he was going in on his ex-black girlfriend, but he was generalizing all black women. And I believe on So Many Styles, he said, I don't be doing that nigga shit. And these tracks surfaced around the time Eminem was beefing with Benzino of Source Magazine. And Benzino found these tracks and put them out there to sort of disparage Eminem's character or discredit his character or whatever. And I'm reading some of the comments, and people go, "Oh, yeah, he said that, but that was a while ago. That was a long time ago." Now, mind you, people are saying shit about Donald Trump, how he's racist. People bringing up the Central Park 5, which Donald Trump never mentioned the people's race at all. People are bringing up that bullshit in the 70s that had to do with Donald Trump's fucking father, not him, not Donald Trump Jr., but Sr. And people are saying, so why can't you grant him the same pass? Say, oh, you know what? But that was a long time ago. Right. See, you guys want to fit a narrative. You guys want to bitch and whine. And I totally now understand the line from, what's that movie? The Dark Knight. One of my favorite superhero movies. Y'all know what it is. I'm a big Batman fan. But Alfred says in that movie, Michael Caine's character, he says about the Joker, I don't know what his motive is, but I believe that certain people just want to see the world burn. And I totally agree with that when it comes down to all this liberal bullshit, all this SJW shit. See, a lot of y'all have it too good. And I honestly believe in my heart of hearts that people just say, nah, shit is too good here. I just want to start bitching and whining and cause torment and trouble. And let me tell you something. With this shit, the way hip hop is going, I'm going to be honest, I don't even think I'm going to hang around too long. This is why you have people like my man Mandolino. I know some of you might remember him. When I was coming up early, he was another dude that I influenced, or at least he said I influenced him to make hip hop rants and stuff. And he was killing it. He was making great rants. And I talked to him I think last year or maybe 2 years ago. And I said, hey, dude, what the fuck? What's up? And you haven't posted anything in a while. And he said, dude, man, I'm just tired of rap. I'm tired of rap, I can't do it anymore. And, he goes, I'm more into my 80s rock and 80s music now. And I was like, damn, okay, much love to you. And, this is going to push me out of rap. This is going to push a lot of people out of it. Again, shout out Anthony Brian Logan. He said, he just got tired of hip hop and shit like this where people can't be themselves and still support something they love is stupid. But I'm gonna cut it short here. I think I rambled on enough and proven my points. I know there's gonna be a lot of you motherfuckers that are emotional as fuck, but I don't give a fuck. I'm calling it as I see it. A lot of you niggas gotta stop having this white savior complex. It drives me fucking crazy. It's very cringeworthy. We need to start doing shit ourselves. And that's it, man. Everybody else, Y'all know the deal. Leave your love, leave your hate. Most of all, subscribe. And that's it. Peace, bitches.